Both seen as being on the right of the party, you aren't necessarily. Do you worry about the direction they could take the party in?
Well, I think in the end, if you're going to win elections, you've got to be where the public is. And the public in this country is broadly centre-right. They believe in sensible, smart, government, country well run. Actually, that's what Conservatives believe in. So with either Kemi or Robert, as long as they kind of recognise that we don't need to be chased off our ground in order to win elections. In fact, we lose elections when we're divided and/or Labour come and sit on our territory. That's what Keir Starmer's done, completely dishonestly, because in the end he's got himself elected. And then remember that change message and all the rest. He's gone and broken all those promises. They're about to tax us. So, we just need to be where we should be as a Conservative Party, on the centre-right, and either Robert or Kemi should, as long as they do that, they keep us there, then that will give us our very best opportunity.
Are they doing that right now? Robert Jenrick talking about immigration, leaving the ECHR, Kemi Badenoch talking about war on woke. Are they doing that right now?
Also, I think the answer to that is they're appealing in a different election right now to Conservative Party membership, which is, by definition, people who take the time to go and not just decide to vote for, but pay money to be part of an organisation, are probably more dedicated to the cause. So they may well have perfectly, good reasons for stressing different parts of this. The test will be after the election's over. If either Kemi or Robert don't recognise the ground in which you have to occupy to win elections, and by the way, the correct ground to occupy, I think, to make this country a better place, with enough vision as well to know that our children are going to be better off than we are and their children and so on and so on, then they will have to demonstrate that they have that vision for the country and it exists in the centre-right ground. So no, if Kemi came in and the only thing she was ever talking about is an anti-woke campaign, it's all very well, gets you hot under the collar, fine, but it doesn't put bread on the table. It doesn't give your kids a great education or cut the waiting lists or all the bread and butter issues. I think she's wise enough to know that. Similarly with Robert, yes, immigration, massive issue, particularly illegal immigration. First job of any government must be to secure its borders. So I'm actually all in favour of taking pretty tough action as far as that stuff's concerned. But if you make it your only objective, or are seen to, the last government stopped the boats became, such a clear-cut pledge that if you let down on it, then you're not only letting the country down, but actually you're sinking yourselves as well. So he won't be able to be leader of the opposition if that were the only thing he ever talked about. I don't think that's going to be the case with either of them, but I think it will be an interesting test of their leadership to see how quickly, or whether they've already realised that, and how quickly they're able to adjust to an agenda that helps them to help us win the next election.
So just to be clear, it sounds like you think they need to change tact after...
It's not that I think that they need to forget the things that they believe in. Like, I do think there's too much woke in this country, and I do think we do need to control immigration. But I also know for certain that they won't be able to win over the country unless they show that they care about the bread and butter issues that worry families up and down this land.
Do you not think they're doing that right now?
Yeah, but they're not. But they don't need to right now. That's the point, because they're in a different election. When it comes to the next 4 years, the lead up to a general election, they will absolutely need to focus like a laser beam on the issues that people are really worried about day to day, and that Starmer increasingly, obviously, is not addressing. And I hope that both of them, either of them, would be wise enough and think that this is the case to recognise that and then address the things that really matter.